Hey guys. All right, so I'm sitting here with Mike Ryan, as you guys know, as our fearless leader. Amazing, so much information. He blew everybody's minds here this weekend. So I'm just gonna really quick. We're gonna go through these questions that you guys had for him, and he's gonna have some awesome answers for you guys. So I'm really excited. So we're just gonna get started. We have lots.
This is like FAQ 3000.
It is like we're gonna go too fast. Okay.
I don't have much of a voice left after this weekend, but I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, so the first question from Carla was, what is the biggest change you've seen since 2008 in regards to Beachbody in the fitness market?
Well, they diversified. So in 2008, we had P90X and we had Insanity and Turbo Jam and then some of the older programs, but really everybody was doing P90X and you had a little bit of people doing Insanity. And then the common thing back then was that people learned how to hybrid those two programs together. Excuse me. So corporate just realized, like, you know, to get people to get healthy, there was this path. They had to get going on the fitness. The fitness was like the hook. And then that was the gateway to the nutrition. So Shakeology came out in the spring of 2009, and that was this huge game changer because back before that, to keep somebody active, they had to buy multiple products. There wasn't anything for 50 points except a workout. And there were only like a few workouts. So they needed to do something about that, right? So somebody had to buy like recovery drink and vitamins and all this stuff. So Shakeology came out, and then Shakeology was really where the bulk of the money is made in the coaching. And so Beachbody knew that they needed continuity products different than workouts. They needed something that was consumable. And but they knew the workouts were the gateway. It's like saying, you know, would you like to have two legs, or do you want somebody to cut one or two off and be an amputee? Like, no, of course not. Of course, I want two legs. So one leg of the business is the fitness and one is nutrition. You need both of those to be able to go run. Okay? Ignore carbon fiber prosthetics for the moment. So you can so by corporate coming out with a workout every quarter, basically at this point, I mean, they didn't do that back then, but they've been ramping into this thing where they have 4 major product launches a year. It's this massive gateway to be able to capture everything. And basically it's filling the holes in the product catalog. So there's something for everybody. So it's like an excuse eliminator by somebody saying, oh, I don't want to do something that hard. And then with the work that the Medical Science Board did with Marcus Elliott and Steve Edwards, they discovered that through the science, studying the science, that the results were coming from the first 30 minutes. The physical results were coming from the first 30 minutes of the workout. The next 30 minutes, if it was an hour-long workout, was a cardio result. So that's great for fitness and great for sports and training and stuff, but most of the customers coming in wanted a body change. That was their gateway. So then, heck, everybody's, you know, excuses were time and money. And so the shorter programs were less expensive to produce. They got lower in price. And then they also got shorter in length. So none of that stuff would have happened had corporate not realized in the beginning, like, hey, we need more workouts because that's more gateway to getting people on nutrition. And then, oh, hey, we need more flavors. Oh, hey, we need more consumables. Like, what about the athletes and the people that are training hard that want the traditional sports supplements? Oh, but that industry is all hoarded out, and we need to go be the ethical kids on the block. And so it's just this awesome, super symbiotic relationship to the whole thing. And then those are the gate. Then people fall in love with the products, and then they, you know, hey, are you this coming up in conversation somewhere with the people that you're, you know, around your life? Oh yeah. Oh great, you're doing what I'm doing. You're just not getting paid for it.
Great.
Boom, coaching.
Boom, coaching. Awesome. So a couple people were wondering, with all that you've already accomplished, what do you like? What keeps challenging? Like, how do you keep challenging yourself, and what do you like currently keep striving for?
Okay, well, I've always been a pretty self-motivated person, and I'm goal-oriented, and I love just my journey through this thing where I learned that early on, many of my goals, I think, were a little bit of internal and a lot of external, and the external part wasn't very healthy. That's doing things for ego and doing things for other reasons and other people, and I don't pay my bills with other people's feelings. I need to have, like, you know, happiness comes from within. So through my journey, I mean, tomorrow's my 8-year anniversary as a coach.
Right, that's crazy.
And I was really successful in real estate and successful in other things before this business. So it's not like I didn't know how to go be a high-producing person or overachiever, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I knew always, like, as soon as you attained a goal, that wasn't like, hey, let's go sit back and do nothing. It was like, okay, well, that's cool. Let's celebrate it. Let's take the time to enjoy that. But what's next? And it wasn't a path of, oh, I'm never happy, I'm never settled. It was just saying, you know, it's like, imagine Van Gogh if he would have stopped painting. Like, he painted until he died. You people do the things they love because they love them. If you love it, it's not work. and I love to help people. I love to add value to people's lives. So I've been studying harder than most people have to go, obviously through personal development and business development. How am I able to get better? Because all I can change is me. All you can change is you. It's not your sideline's fault. It's not your spouse's fault. It's not anybody else's fault. It's about what you do that's going to get you results or not. It's not anybody else's responsibility. So if you ever hear yourself blaming anybody for anything, just stop. Blame is just toxic, poisonous. It's weak. It's a crutch. And I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it. I get it. I'm not saying I'm perfect and you're not, or anything. There's no perfect. It doesn't exist. But with awareness comes change. So as I continue my journey, it's like I don't know, I joked yesterday, it was like the path of enlightenment. We all enlighten people and we empower them to get started, Yeah. Well, we have to put our oxygen mask on first before we can help somebody else. And that's just the great metaphor for this business and your goals and everything else. And so when you get to a level, there's always new issues at every level. There's 3 places coaches get stuck, and then there's just ways to go persevere. So I don't know. It's just more of the same. Continually reading, seminars, counseling. I get coached. I do it all for personal development because I just want to keep growing. So I think if you spent an afternoon with me, you would just realize, like, whoa, your version of personal development's a lot more than mine. It's not 10 pages a day or 10 minutes a day. It's not just a chapter a day. It might be audios. It might be, like I said, counselor or my professional coach, or all these different things in the seminars for sure. And then it's the mastermind groups between all the friends that are doing the same thing, but with other in their respective journey. And then with the mastermind, you're sharing with each other. And that's really where so many of these lessons have come in this team, is from what I've learned and shared with all my top coach friends, because we're all on the same journey. And the heck of it is, you may not realize the water's warm. Come on in. Like, you're welcome to go do this thing. I just find that a lot of people aren't really doing the work or willing to do the work, and they have to get out of their own way to do the work. Yeah. I don't know. But have fun with it. It's a journey. And so,
absolutely. Okay, so what book or video would you recommend to somebody who's struggling to be consistent?
For sure, The Compound Effect, because they've got to wrap their brain around that before they can. That book would help unlock a lot of other books. That's like the groundwork for realizing you don't gain or lose 100 pounds overnight. All these things in life don't just happen overnight. It takes time, whether that's relationships or business or investing or your weight loss or your muscle gain or whatever. So it's just ludicrously, is that even a word? It's just crazy.
It is now.
It's like George W. Bush with all his strategery. Your strategery is messed up. Anyway, what are we talking about? Consistency. Yeah. Okay, so it's the least sexy answer, but it's the answer. I mean, I don't know how anybody expects to do any of these things without being consistent, but yet it's probably the single biggest downfall to most people. Whether that's consistent with personal development, consistent with whatever. You just have to, compound effect is everything. So that book is definitely the one for consistency. It also has a really good thing in there about getting people to realize, if you happen to be like the Debbie Downer in your circle of people, the one who's always negative and finding things wrong with things, he has a fantastic call out on that in that book.
Awesome. So what is one thing that you do every single day?
Wake up. No, what else? Go to the bathroom, drink water, Shakeology. One thing I do every single day, really?
Yeah. It's obviously multiple things.
I do those things, but I don't know. I joke about the thing because whenever I put a post on Facebook about what was a big win for you in the last 30, 60, 90 days, I do get people that respond with, I woke up every day. And I actually don't scoff at it or mock it or laugh at it. I go, yeah, that's actually kind of a recentering thing, because my oldest brother had cancer. You've lost your brother. How priceless life is, and it's just this amazing thing to be able to wake up every day, and then you have this chance to go win the day. And Steve Edwards, who just passed on now, who is more integral in your life than you even know because of what he did for this company, he had this whole thing about win the day every day. And there's football teams and colleges that have that slogan. And so I do have the intent every day to add value to people's lives. So it's not just that, do I drink a lot of water and Shakeology or hit a workout and stuff. My intent is every single day I'm adding value to somebody's life. It's my kids, it's a client, it's a prospect, whomever, wherever. And everybody to me is important. I don't care if it's the janitor. I don't care if it's the waiter. I don't care who. Everybody's the same to me. We're just people. We're bozos on the bus going around this loop of life, right? And so That's my thing.
Okay. No, that's actually
Adding value to life. I mean, that's
yeah. Perfect. So what are your best tips on finding new people to talk to?
Open your eyes, stand up, look around, don't be sheepish, and try to avoid everybody. So on the person-to-person thing, it's amazing to me to see how many people don't want to do person-to-person.
Like me.
So it's okay. The business is great to build on social media. I'm just kind of reminding people that with person-to-person, the people you need to succeed in your life are all around you. And it's so easy to get in a conversation. So everywhere I go, when I do these events and speaking events and we go to lunch or I had to buy shoes, I was getting blisters on some shoe. I'm recruiting the guy at the shoe store. I'm just by having a conversation. I didn't really talk much about our business. It was just really to just go find out about him. And so that's my intent when I'm out and about to chit chat with people. It's really to find out about them. It's not about, oh, can I bring up Beachbody and recruit this guy? It's like, well, if it's boring, great. If it's not great, I'm on this path of discovery. So what was the specific question?
The best tips on finding
more people. Okay. So on person to person, it's just being aware of your surroundings. When it comes to social media, it's being very intentional with your offense. You need to choose your offense to know what kind of strategy you're going to run on social media. Are you going to build your business with Facebook personal page, like page, Instagram, YouTube, or a mix of these 3 things or 4 things or whatever it is? A lot of content can be duplicated. I was talking to a coach on our team the other day while we're here actually, who didn't know that they could duplicate, like their Instagram could go automatically to their Twitter, or Facebook could go automatically to their Twitter, because they were like, oh, Twitter, man, I can't think of more stuff to post besides what I'm already doing. I'm like, why would you think of more? Just share what you have on other channels. It's just other fishing holes, you know. Some people hate Facebook and some people love Twitter and vice versa. And, you know, if somebody loves Snapchat, that's their jam, then they don't use Instagram usually.
Right.
And, you know, so it's learning how to get efficient on social media and what does a good social media footprint look like. And guess what every single top coach did, me included? We studied successful people. Success leaves clues. I'm not here to give you every answer. You are on a path of discovery. You have to go discover for yourself. Google stuff, YouTube stuff, and find out, like, what is a good strategy. And then follow people you like and respect. And when you're ever in question about, like, what to post, golden rule it. What would you want to see? And then knowing that you do need a fair bit of content so you can actually get in the news feeds. That's not about, you know, trying to flood your friends' pages. It's just saying that, hey, if 7% of your friends list actually sees your stuff, and are they even online, that has to come before me saying, oh, to find people online and have a conversation, you need to say these things. You first got to get them even where they can see your stuff. If it's person to person, I can just find you, like, here she is, I found her. But if it's on social media, it's not always the easiest thing. So once you've done that and you're in front of somebody on social media, I like the simple thing of to get in a conversation about things. If you put a health, fitness, or nutrition post up of any kind, and 12 people like it, and 2 of them are coaches, you have 10 people that you should send a contact or send a private message to that says, hey, thank you for your post. I really appreciate your support. Are you on a health journey too? And out of 10 people you send it to, you're going to get maybe 1 to 3 responses. And so you just keep this pattern going. You don't put your eggs in the basket of 2 freaking people or 10 people. You keep doing this every day, you know, or every other day, or however often that you have a good post that's, you know, getting a little bit of traction. And then it's just the fortunes and the follow-up and realizing that it's a pipeline thing, right? So the beginning funnel is the conversation. Then they liked it. The next funnel is you sent the message out. And again, that message was, thank you for liking my post. I really appreciate your support. Are you on a health journey too? Then you're looking for who responds. So if you sent 100 of those messages, you can get 25 responses. All you care about is the 25 that responded. You can circle back with the other 75 later. I like to do a thing where if I don't get a response, I go 2 days later and I say, hey, I just want to make sure you got this message. It didn't go to your spam folder. I don't stop short by saying, I wanted to see if you got this message. I want to see if you got this message because it might have gone to your spam folder. Because that happens. But if you don't mention the word spam, then it just feels weird, like, God, they're really hunting me down.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a few days later, after that, like maybe 7 days after, I'll send a recipe for like some awesome fish tacos or guacamole or something. I'll say, hey, I saw this recipe and I thought of you. I'm just adding value. I didn't recruit him. I didn't tell him about freaking Shakeology or a workout or anything else. And then out of the 75, what if I get 5 more responses? Or 10 or 2? I don't care. If I get any, I'm winning.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of people to make a lot of money in this business. So you got to wrap your brain around just talking to more people to find the ones that actually want to do it, because you're sorting more than you're selling.
Absolutely.
So we saw the Dixie cup story?
Yes.
Okay. So on the heels of sorting more than you're selling, there was a great story told to us in an event back in whatever, long time ago. And the guy said, hey, you're walking down the street in a big city like New York City or something. There's a big tall building. There's a doorman out front. There's Dixie cups. There's plastic, or those little paper cups wrapped around all around this building, tons of times. And the guy goes up to the doorman and he's like, hey, man, what's the deal with these cups? And the guy goes, well, there's some priceless diamonds under some of those cups. The guy's like, and? He's like, the doorman just stands there. He's like, doorman finally goes, well, if you can find them, you can have them. And the guy's like, you're telling me if I just go turn over those cups, all I got to do is take the time to go around the building and turn the cups over until I find the ones that have priceless diamonds in them? He goes, yeah. Boom. Greatest metaphor for this business. Absolutely. You're sorting, not selling. Now, that doesn't mean I take no for the first thing and I run. I find a lot of coaches who get some sort of objection, and that's the end of their conversation. For me, that's the beginning of the conversation. All the other stuff was fluff. That was foreplay. That was like, seriously, just getting to know you, warm up. It wasn't anything. It was chit-chat. It was soup questions. It was innocuous. When somebody's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Shakeology is expensive. Oh, really? And I don't even get that really hardly at all because I don't provoke price objections. It wasn't hard to figure out that, the few things that people were thinking when you brought up Shakeology was, hey, does this stuff taste like dog food? Is it going to fill me up? And do I really want to do this? Things like that. Is it going to taste good? And so I would head them off at the pass and I'd take the wind out of their sails before they could make the objection. So by the time I got around to a challenge pack or Shakeology or something, or maybe they just wanted to work out, I'm like, hey, I got a deal on this challenge pack, and you need the nutrition to help, blah, blah, blah. And I send them the info. As I do it, I say, hey, look, here's the thing. All I know is this stuff has made a huge difference in my health. It tastes so good. My kids ask for it every day. It totally fills me up. I can tune it depending on if I want it as a snack or as a meal replacement. And at $4 a serving, it's seriously like it's cheaper than what I spend on most food. Mm-hmm. They sell bottled water in the airport for $4.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, yeah. So then when they look at it, and I say that with confidence, my backbone's tall. I'm not like sheepish about it. And so when I say that stuff, they're just like, yeah, all right, cool. And then they look at the pack, because you guys have to realize it is never, ever, ever about price. It is always about value. We have all wasted money on stuff we thought was important. Why is this phone $1,000? Why is this computer this? Why does that table cost that? Why did they pick that decoration? And they had to pay for it, and they chose that over something else. And it was just a look and feel. That had emotionally driven motives.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with, did that sell more rooms? Well, if it all flows together, then yeah. But that's a value thing. Okay, so, when you guys are selling Shakeology and challenge packs and all these things, you're not even really selling that stuff. You're selling them a spot in your challenge group. You're selling them a spot on your team. You're selling them an opportunity.
Yeah.
And why would you minimize the value on that? What we do is so freaking incredible. I can't believe my life. And it's not like I'm the only person doing this. There's freaking tons of people that are, having a great life and getting to move where they want to move, or getting to stay home with their kids, or getting whatever value they wanted out of the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that the applause just came in right on the
No, that was perfect. Yay! Okay, so a couple people were wondering, how do you keep your coaches motivated?
Well, it's tough because motivation comes from within, and we can get motivated from other things. And so my motivation is to lead by example. I was taught early on, actually before we signed up for the business, Kelly and I each sought out one person that we knew who was really, really successful in this business from other companies. And it was just, one was a neighbor, one was a cousin. And the one that she talked to said, hey, go out and win everything. Do it all. Every contest, every sales spiff, every little thing. She's like, if they have a thing, win it. Do it. We're like, wow, we're not really recognition junkies. Like, what's the deal? I'm not that competitive. I'm competitive, but I don't know. I've done a lot of cool stuff in life. I didn't feel like I needed to do that much. And she goes, no. Speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. You got to show your people what can be done. So I didn't go Elite 10 and go Elite 4 times and Superstar Millionaires Club and Success Club 8 billion months and be on the cab and everything else on accident. That was intentional. That was to show you guys what can be done. Yeah. And so to motivate somebody more than anything, they just need to know it can be done. And that's why I feel like that's one of the most powerful stories there has ever been told. I always like to share the 4-minute mile story. And what's funny is that story gets shared by some of the greatest speakers out there. And we didn't realize how much other people share that story. They had Roger Bannister actually on one of the, I don't remember which Olympics, It was in one of the recent Olympics. They had Roger Bannister interview. I mean, 1954. It was, horrible weather. 56. Horrible weather. Totally inclement outside. It was just everything was going against him. He hadn't trained as much as he wanted to. This guy was a college professor. He ended up becoming a neurosurgeon. And I mean, you're talking about thousands of years of written history. No one's ever broke the 4-minute mile. I mean, they ran the marathon a couple thousand years ago. Guy dropped dead at the end of it, but they ran the marathon, And so Roger Bannister goes out against, he's being lambasted in the only publications there are, gets hammered by these people, breaks the 4-minute mile, shows everybody it can be done. The same year, his biggest competitor did it, and with 18 months, he had like 32 other people in the world broke the 4-minute mile. What changed? The shoes didn't change. The weather sucked. The only thing that changed was the power of believing.
Yep.
Every obstacle you have is created right between your ears. So just the same way, every motivation is created right between 2 ears. So be careful of what you put in your ears and in your eyes and in your system. If you want to be depressed, go watch news all the time. That's awful, right? But if you want to be motivated, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most. If all my friends are go-getters and they're doing something and they're really wonderful human beings, I'm going to be the next go-getter, wonderful human being. And that's really how I've learned, was by going, wow, I love that what she's all about. I want to be like that. That's really attractive. Like, she's a really good human being, and I could do more. So that's really where motivation comes from. It's not some anecdotal post. It's yes, I go to these weekend seminars. Yes, I read personal development, and all of these things add up to motivation. It's a chemistry, Right.
So absolutely. What do you think is better, getting to diamond or evening out your legs to get most of the cycle bonus?
Well, okay, here's the thing with rank and volume. You need both. Like I don't get this has been a stupid argument for years. It's not you. It's just been going on for a long time. You have to have both. And rank unlocks the volume, but rank also creates activity. So when I built a superstar, I learned that there might have been a more profitable way by controlling more business centers and things like that. But it was just a given that I go diamond, then Kelly goes diamond. I'm going 2-star, then she's going 2-star. And then I'm on my way to 5-star, and then she's on her way to 5-star. And then I'm on my way to superstar, and we're just building more accounts. And so to go diamond, it's only 12 people. This isn't if you're going to do the business, do the business. If you open a pizza place, do you want 12 customers or do you want 100? Because with 100, you're going to get referrals, you're going to get repeat business. You can build a business on 100, but on 12, probably not so much.
Right.
But get your first really good 12. And so to me, the answer really is you need to spend the bulk of your time in phase 1, which is recruiting. And that could be retail or as a coach, but I tend to recruit more people as coaches because I have a little bit better conversation. And I think coaches in the early days are a little sheepish about talking about the business because they don't feel successful yet.
Absolutely.
But that's like saying, don't be a coach because you're overweight. What? That's stupid. We'd have no network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't wait to be successful. How would you be successful if you waited for? It doesn't make it. It's just like this broken cycle that doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So yes, to go diamond means you have to have more conversations and be really consistent. If you are really consistent and you're having the conversations and you're learning from those conversations, what did I do wrong? What could I have said better? Things like that. And not overthinking it. Like, to give you an example, in a person-to-person scenario, if I met somebody at a Target store and I was chit-chatting with them for a minute in the toy aisle with kids, between the leaving that section to my car door is the most I would think about what was said and what I could have done better. Either it's what I said, how I said it, or what I didn't say.
Right.
Okay, words are a combination to a lot. So that was only like a couple minutes at the most that I would give every conversation. I can't tell you how many coaches I've met who have been kneecapped with depression because of something somebody said. It's like, whoa, if somebody says something stupid, it has nothing to do with me. That's their party over there.
Yeah.
And what somebody else thinks of me is not any of my business, and I don't know what's going on in their life, so I don't judge them. I don't get mad at them. If they don't get it, I don't care. There's 350 million people in North America. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because no one and no thing is ever going to stop me from my goals. Like, I don't pay my bills with other people's feelings. It's just a case of I want to go change lives. If you want to go change lives, don't be full of crap about it. Go do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just what it is.
But then also I think on that question too, right? Because you max out on how much you can cycle in volume at each rank too, right? So
yeah, but it's also, what do you want duplicated?
Yeah.
If the whole business building, if you just look at our comp plan, you know you need to be duplicating emeralds and diamonds via Success Club using the 3 vital behaviors.
Yeah.
And I know they added the 4th one in, and a lot of us are laughing because 3 vital behaviors came from a 10-point game plan, and now they're adding things back in. But recognition is important. So yes, I mean, but I'm still going to go with the main 3. Those are the core ones you have to do every day. If you don't have any coaches, you have nobody to recognize.
What's your favorite movie? That's the question.
Oh my God, what genre? I don't know. I love stupid comedies, but I love so many different kinds of movies. I'm not just comedies, but wow. I don't know. In the stupid comedies, I'm going to go with like old school Step Brothers, Superbad. If you go back to like the 80s, Fletch. I don't know. I got so many. I don't know. It's like, wow.
When you know more movie lines than anybody, you're going to have a lot of favorite movies.
You know, I'm writing some movies right now. I'm not going to let it screw with my business. I just do it in my spare time.
Okay, so what's your favorite part about financial freedom, and what was your dream for when you were finally financially free?
Okay, so like I said, I've made money before, and I just know I'm going to be successful at whatever I'm going to do. I have that confidence about that. Mm-hmm. Money's not the why. Money's a result.
Absolutely, yeah.
So but you need the money to go do the things. You need the money to go have the lifestyle. And I even had somebody kind of rebuff me a bit in this conversation years ago. And they said, well, I want to go do charitable work. I just want to go to these third world countries and help. I'm like, great. To give, you have to earn. Like, how are you going to go do it? Is somebody else paying your plane ticket? Who's taking care of your house? Who's taking care of the pets? Like, what? It takes money to go be charitable. Mm-hmm. Even if it's just your time, it still costs you money. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've never thought of that. And as much as that person's church had been talking about this thing, they missed the point of, how do I pay my bills when I'm gone? They thought they could just like get on the bus and go. Mm-hmm. Like, no. So I don't care what it is that you want to do. Everything costs money. So since you need money to be out there, it's not that you have to have a ton of it. It's really more about what do you want to do, and you build that plan. So on the heels of that, you have to define what success is for you. So if you want full-time income, or if you want to make $500 a month, or if you want to make $1,000 a month, whatever that is for you, I don't know what it is for you, but you need to define that. And then when you get there, be okay with going, hey, man, this is great. What else can I do? Mm-hmm. And know the compound effect when you keep going is that you keep making more if you're efficient at this. And it's not hard to be efficient at this.
Yeah.
And even when I had tough stuff going on in life, and I was really I felt kneecapped about, like, as a lifestyle marketer, how would I go out and recruit somebody? Why would they want to be like me if I felt like my life was a mess and we were having marriage issues and things were just going on, and my injuries, I wasn't as fit. And I just had these stories in my head, which is all they are. And I still made a great income that year because I built this huge successful business. And I was talking to Carl Eichler about this on the phone, and when we were talking about how much I made that year, he just goes, show me any other industry. He goes, can you be an attorney, a real estate agent? Could you be anything and make that kind of money and have not brought any new business into the table? Like, I still worked in the business. I still did team calls. I still showed up to events. I spoke at a bunch of events, but I wasn't bringing a bunch of new business in. Mm-hmm. And he goes, show me any business that you could do something like that. Like, it really doesn't exist.
I think it's important to mention that you still hit Success Club, though, through that as well, right? Yeah,
but I mean, I don't consider that's not very hard. I mean, come on, you guys. If to be in Success Club 10, that's awesome, right? It is. And that's 5 challenge packs.
Yeah.
Okay, so my joke is always, like, if you worked at Best Buy and you sold 5 TVs in a month, you're probably going to be the janitor or they're going to fire you. Mm-hmm. Like, you've got to – in this business, it's amazing that you could do that every month and be a stud and like, build this thing but at the same time, I do know a lot of coaches who hit Success Club every month, and they aren't making the money they want because they're not duplicating. It's not growing away from them. You've got to empower other people. To empower them, you have to enlighten them. So, right? So you're having these good conversations. You're in the path of discovery, and you're showing them the way, going, hey, what do you want? What do you want out of your life? And you got to work with the willing. But if you only have 10 people to work with, and all your eggs are in a basket of 10 people, good freaking luck. Like, your people are going to change. You might always have 10 people going, but you don't have the same 10 you have today as you did 3 months ago or a year ago.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a key thing, that you always need to be bringing in new blood. So you can't win next year with this year's team.
No. And what's your best tip for a new coach?
To be really consistent at the 3 vital behaviors, to be open to going to some events, that the importance of the events is to get your eyes open and go, wow, man, you're going to find a success partner or friend or just a little bit of enlightenment that, like, man, this is really cool. Or, hey, I didn't know this about the company. When I go to events, when I go to any event, I don't care if I'm speaking at the thing, I don't care if I'm attending it, I don't care if it's a book I'm reading, whatever. I'm looking for one takeaway. So for all you guys that go to events and you try to rate the thing like, I didn't get this and I didn't get that, or I don't like that presenter, or she was weird, or everything was great but this ruined it for me. That's an attitude that equals no success ever, and you're going to see that come out in every other part of your life. So for me, one of my brothers told me this many, many years ago. He goes, I don't care if you could be the guy standing on stage, giving that presentation, and you know everything that this guy's talking about. He goes, learn one thing, get one great takeaway from that thing, and run with it. Make your life better. Make somebody else's life better. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So every time I go do any of this stuff, I look at it with optimism, and relentless optimism to me is what's going to, I think that's the key to my success. And of course I'm realistic that stuff happens, and I'm not rainbows and sunshine all the time. I have highs and lows like anybody else, but with awareness comes change, and I'm aware that if I want this, I got to keep going at it. And,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I don't know, money's not the why, money's the result, but it unlocks things. And so,
Even like being able to get to events, right?
Because everything has a cost, but guess what? If you would have opened a pizza place and you put up $300,000 to go open this place, or $500,000, you'd be telling everybody you don't know about this place. You tell everybody there is about it. And if they say, oh, I don't like pizza, great. Hey, we got a great salad bar. It's awesome. You should come in and check it out. Oh, I don't know. I don't even like the smell of pizza. That's right. I got an outdoor section. It's cool. Just, I don't like it. Hey, if you really don't like it that much, tell your enemies. I don't care. Just tell somebody. You would do that if you put up that kind of money.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sorry, but if I can out-earn the freaking pizza places in this business, why am I not telling everybody? Why are you not telling everybody? Why are you not telling everybody? Because you have to realize what you have at hand. And just because you might want to be a part-time income coach and only make $500 a month, don't keep somebody else's dreams locked in your mouth. Because what if you have somebody over here who, like a mom I met the other night before I came up here, she used to be a professional. It was like a counselor type of thing, or school counselor or principal or something, and wanted to be a beachbody coach, but those two things didn't go together. No, I'm sorry, not be a beach. I'm sorry. She wanted to be a counselor, or she was a counselor professional, and she wanted to be and she wanted to have kids. That's what I'm sorry. Duh. And then, but those two things didn't go together, right? So she realized, through finding somebody's story on Facebook, it's not on our team, that because that person was sharing their story, they used to be a professional, and they found they could be a professional in this business, and that could integrate really, really, really well with having kids. She's like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and she goes, I'm driven to be doing something. I'm smart, I'm capable, I'm educated, I care about people. And so to me, with that awareness comes change, and she's going to go change a lot of moms' lives because she's simply going to go share a story about what she found. And this business is rare because there's so many people looking for an opportunity that they don't even know exists. And it's up to you to go share those things. So don't be presumptuous that if you have a goal that is $500 a month, that somebody else doesn't have a bigger one. It's okay if you have that one, and it's okay if they have a bigger one. It doesn't matter. But introduce it to them, because I know a lot of coaches in this network who are making thousands of dollars a month. Some are making thousands a week, that only enlightened a handful of people. And they're making a lot of money. And then it makes it easier with the money to, I think, that confidence or the things at the time to go and recruit more. And then they end up becoming better coaches later. But, some people don't luck out, and it takes a longer time. It took me a long time. I built from a dead spot in the business and did all this stuff. And I'm not a founding coach. It's just what you make of it. I think that's the moral of the story is it's nobody else's responsibility. It's nobody else's fault. It's not your upbringing. It's not anything. Everybody's just a juicy opportunity to learn about you and learn about life, and then help somebody else do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Me in Canada. Going home, eh?
Yeah, going home, eh? But you'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
All right. See you later. Bye.